Welcome to Motivation Monday, where you will be inspired, invigorated, and move from a place where you're at into your purpose. This is Royal Cleopatra. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cleopatra Coward. Yes, I am a coward who conquers. I do work with domestic violence victims. I am also a victor of domestic violence and also anger. Now I do counseling in anger management, as well as other roles. Welcome back to Motivation Monday. Earlier on, I was live. However, my phone wasn't giving me justice. I don't know if it's the phone or the internet. And so I decided to come back just to speak a little bit about two things. The 5G, yes. I was talking about the 5G earlier on, where a lot of people, we have forgotten about the rollout of the 5G. And so I wanted to highlight this again, because after hearing on the news recently, a few weeks ago, AT&T wanted to roll out their 5G full force. However, that had to be postponed due to interruptions that could have taken place with aircraft. And they were very concerned about aircrafts coming into America, into the airspace into America, and how the 5G rollout would adversely affect that. And so they had put it on pause. However, in the latest news, they're saying that come February, or by the end of February, which is just a few weeks away, they are going to roll out the 5G full-fledged. So how this will affect you, you have to take into consideration phone companies such as AT&T, Verizon, and among others. Those of you who actually have home systems like your automated security systems, probably smart TVs and other smart devices that would use 3G or 4G frequency currently. And so you may want to contact your alarm security system businesses and figure out if they're already running on 5G. And if not, then you might want them to upgrade your system so that once the rollout is done, you won't have any interruption with your system. So, a lot of people, they have their homes automated in regards to their security. And so, burglar alarms and all of these smart TVs, all of these may be affected by the 5G rollout. And why am I saying this? It is very important. A lot of people may or will be affected. And so I am trying to put the message out here for those of you who are not in sync with what's going on with the news as it relates to the 5G radio frequency or frequency in general. Yes, so you want to contact your establishments that deal with your home securities, your phone companies, to find out how the 5G will affect your systems or your phone, computers, smart TVs, etc. So that's all I have to say today as it relates to 5G. I hope that information was useful to you. If you've not yet done so, then you can probably look into doing those things to make sure that you're up and ready with the 5G as they continue to roll out full-fledged. Today, we're going to be talking about failures and how we deal with failures, especially in business. A lot of us, we have become entrepreneurs during this season. Over the past 2 years, I'm sure there's an increase as it relates to entrepreneurs and starting new businesses. And first thing I want to say, just like how they're rolling out the 5Gs, I would say, sometimes rolling out your business, you have to first do your SWOT analysis. Sometimes you have to first find out what will be your target market. Are you going to come out with a niche product or service, or are you going to come out with a generalized product? And sometimes what you find happening is that business do fail. Yes, the biggest of businesses in the world, they do fail. Some of them, once they fail, they stay down. But my thing is this: there's no reason to shut down your future. If you're an individual entrepreneur, there's no reason to shut down your future just because of failure. What I would want you to do is to think about learning new things, coming up with new creative ideas, solutions to whatever the problem was in the beginning. So you may have to revamp and come again. A lot of people, we do that, go back to the drawing board, go back to the slate, figure out what strategies are we going to come up with to make business better, find out what are the customers saying currently as it relates to your product or your services. Because remember, you also want to have a great team that is working for you. A lot of people think that it's just customers that cause a business to strive or to be successful, but how can we forget our team players? A lot of times bosses, they don't even know how the business run. It's the people who are at the bottom, they're the ones that can tell you about the business from start to finish. And so every business, in terms of strategy, they use that to operate on a daily basis and use that to execute different strategies in order to continue to be successful and to stay in business. And remember, we have competitors in business. And one of the things that cause people to fail, sometimes people are trying to be like their competitor. No, that's not one of the smartest moves to make, trying to be like your competitor. No, you want to be the best out there in the market. And so, yes, you want to study your competitor to find out what they are doing to make sure that what you're coming with, you have substance, you have a cut above the rest. What is in your product or services that's going to retain your customers, that's going to allow your customers to spread the word to other people? Because one of the least expensive methods of marketing is word of mouth. And when you have great customer retention, that word of mouth propels your business from point A to point B. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. I'm actually on YouTube live as well, trying to run both systems from one device, trying to see how successful that can be, how implementing strategies here. Yeah, because I was like, I do use a software sometimes that it trends both of them into different places, but this time I'm putting on the two individual systems and run them and see how they work. All right, so yes, so most businesses, they do fail. And sometimes the product that they put out, like I said earlier, they've not done any research and development on that product or service, and that causes them to fail. And most times you find that when they revamp, they find out that that product or service, they have to pull that, or they have to recreate that same product and rebrand it and put it out again, or they might have to just scrap that product overall and come with something totally new. So SWOT analysis, it deals with your strengths. What is your strengths? What will be your weaknesses, the opportunities and threats? So as I spoke about competitors, that would be like in the threat category. Opportunities. For example, now is a pandemic. What do you think would be successful on the market today that would benefit people? That would come under opportunity. Weakness, do you have a strong work team to pull off production? Do you have enough people? Because you find a lot of businesses today, you go around, even though you always see the hiring signs, but many people today, they're putting out hiring signs more so than before because of the pandemic. A lot of people are staying away from work because they're either scared of being infected or getting sick, or because they're now compensated in another form more than even what they would normally get from the workplace. So you want to look at your strengths and your weaknesses. What is your strength as it relates to what is with your product? Now, let me just use Tommy Hilfiger for example. Most people will buy Tommy Hilfiger, even though we know the saying that, or rumor has it allegedly, that the CEO would say he doesn't want certain kind of people to purchase his products. However, one of the things that I noticed, for example, with Tommy Hilfiger is that they're very consistent with their sizes, very consistent with their materials, everything. So you'll find that, okay, I can shut my eyes safely and tell someone if I'm in another country, and let's say someone is in America, I can say, go ahead and buy me a size 32 pants with 32 length, because I know 99% that they are consistent with their sizes and their material. So I don't have to worry, unless I do put on some weight, I would not have to worry whether or not it's going to fit me, yes or no. Okay, so don't forget, there's no reason to shut down your future as an individual because of failure. Failure teaches us lessons, and in life, we oftentimes have to learn lessons. It's like a strategy before the blessings can come. So, what is important? Learn new things every day. Every one of us, we have a brain. Use our brain as long as it's functional and we're not in a vegetated state, or you're incapacitated. And so I would recommend that you use your brain to think of ideas, creative, use your creativity. There is different sides of our brain. So use the creative side of your brain to come up with ideas, innovative ideas, something that no one else would think of. I understand that sometimes when we do think, there are other people who might be thinking the same thing. Even if that's the case, what is going to make your idea, when you put it into action, better than someone else's? What is it that's going to make you stand out? Because you and somebody else can come out with the same product, but there's going to be something about your product that everybody wants. Is it the way how you deal with people? Is it the way how you present your product? Is it the way how you brand, how you market, how you distribute, where you distribute, to whom you're distributing? All of these things are very important when it comes to marketing and failing versus succeeding. And I mean, you can use these information or these strategies, so to speak, in your everyday life, just the same. A lot of us, we fall down, we stay down. Some of us, we decide that, look, that was just a stumble. I got to get back up and go again. It's the same thing when you have business running. Life includes failures. Not everything is going to go smoothly. For some people, yes, thank God. Sometimes we do make bad choices. But if you want to make sure that you want to succeed, you got to make good choices over bad choices. Because when we make bad choices, then we have to deal with those consequences. And do the right thing over and over and over and over. Make it consistent. Make it consistent. It's just like a diamond. Some of us, we try to fit in, we try to follow. We don't try to figure out what is within us that we can shine. Everybody has a shine inside of them. Every one of us has a shine inside of them. So there's no need to sit down and wanting to fit in and to follow somebody else. We got to break that rule. Break out and shine. Break out and shine. Regardless of what others are going to say, I said break out and shine. You do your own thing. Stand out from the rest. Everybody can stand out. Everybody come with different ideas, different creation, different innovative ideas. We all can do it. So there's no need to want to, badmouth somebody else. And another thing that I've always noticed, when I go places to purchase items, and let's say they don't have it, and I'm like, do you know where else I can get this product? They would like, no, I don't know. Even when they know that there's another store or another department store down the street that sells the same thing, they would never want to tell you where it is. And one thing that I've learned, if I am doing business, a good salesman, or a company that doesn't worry about their competitor would tell you that, look, I don't have it, but I know somewhere where you can get it, even if that company does not belong to the person. Because no matter what, we can't serve everybody. Like I said, you come with your own style, your own uniqueness. Doesn't mean that you're going to be able to service everybody in all areas. Some people come out with a niche. Yes, some may, even if you come out with a generalized product, you're not going to be able to satisfy or delight everybody. So you have to remember that you can always send someone the other way. Or while you send the person over to where you know that they can get that product, you can probably sit down and go and say, okay, a lot of people come here and they ask for this kind of product. How can I get into that space as well and come with something even better? There's always good, better, best. Never let it rest. Always remember that. Come up with creative solutions. When you fall or if you fail, that's just life lessons. Let you know that, look, I can do this better than I did before, or I did it the wrong way. You understand? Like I said, sometimes we come out, we jump out because see everybody selling now. Oh, I want to do the same thing. No, you don't have to come out with t-shirts. You don't have to come out with shoes. What is going on in the environment? Oh, children, they need probably tablets. If you are good at engineering, if you're good at coming up with designs and styles, you may want to contact Apple or somebody and say, hey, I have a new design for this particular phone. I have a new design, or there's an app that I'm thinking about, and you introduce it to them until you can, probably because you don't have the resources to start up your own thing. You want to probably piggyback on a big company, and then you wind your way into your own business. So these are strategies that I'm trying to share with you as it relates to business. I don't know it all, but it just came to mind that I need to let people know that when you fail doesn't mean that that's the end of your life. It doesn't mean that the end of your idea. That doesn't mean that it's the end of your business. It means that you need to go back to the drawing board, revamp, and come again. Take that product off, come with a different product, or take the product off, recreate the product, restyle the product, repackage the product, redistribute the product, or you may just need different set of employees than the ones that you've had before. And sometimes you'll find that when you have a company, especially when you have a merging company, there is transition, there's a lot of changes, and some of these old lazy employees, sometimes they're the ones who are quick to say they don't want the change. But you have to strategize. If it's your business, you don't want to continue failing, because if you continue to fail, then you're not going to make any money. The purpose of going into the game is to make money, is to be wealthy, rich, kind of, whatever. For whatever reason, you either want to live a lifestyle that you don't have to be living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, or you have children who you want to make sure that there are funds available for them when it's time. For example, they're going to college, or they even stumble in life, because I believe that no matter how we have a legacy and we can pass it down to our generation down the line, I think everybody should come and have their own regardless. And if they do falter, then they can at least lean on your shoulder as a parent, grandparent, or even vice versa. So we have to have strategies. And starting a business, you got to figure out where you're going to get the cash from. Do you have the cash up front? There are grants out there that you can apply for. A lot of times we, as a people, we do not want to research. Again, that's a part of your research and development when you're starting a business. Find out, if you don't have the capital, where can you get the capital? Sometimes you hear people say that you got to use people's money to make money. That is true. But what do they mean by using people's money to make money? You have to understand that. You have to first understand that. Like I said, I'm not going to throw all the sauce out here, but I'm just going to just touch on the tip of the iceberg on some of these topics. But yes, it is possible. Grants, money is out here that you can get. But a lot of us, we don't want to bear the pain. As the statement says, no pain, no gain. We don't want to have sleepless nights. We don't want to go on the computer and look up the information. And then some of the applications, they may take a lot of time too. We don't have that time to spare, but we have time to waste doing other nonsense. So do our due diligence when we are either starting up a business or if you're already in business. Okay. So just wanted to share those tips with you this evening on Motivation Monday, to let you know that it's not over. If you have an idea, you may take it to people who you can trust, people who will push you, help you to move you from point A to point B, someone who will inspire you, who will eventually get you to your destiny. One hand reaches the other one, pulls the other one up. You don't want to go to people who they will go and they will run when you go to them with your idea, because you probably are not literate like that. They just run with your idea. You want people who will say, that's a great idea. Let me help you to do this. Or if I can't help you, then I can direct you to the persons or places or resources that you need to get this thing off the ground. A lot of times you find people are very selfish, and I've seen it because they're in business and someone else might want to go into business. They try to discourage the other person. That's not nice. That is not nice. Each and everybody, there's a slice of the pie for everybody out here in whatever we do, whether it be business, whether it be even doing lives on the platforms, whatever, however we serve, we have our own crowd. And even if we share crowd, that is still okay, because we never know it all. Someone else might have some information that I don't have. I might have some information that someone else doesn't have. Or even if we both have the same information, I may present it in a different way from how you present it. So the aim is not to cow down someone else or try to discourage someone else, even if they want to start a business. And especially if you know some of the ins and outs when you were starting your business, I understand that, yes, everyone needs money, but sometimes it's not all about the money. Sometimes you can pass on information to people that genuinely they don't have the money, they don't have the financial resources, and you can share information, because at the end of the day, you are striving. You are in a better position than that person. This person just needs some help to walk before they can run. And so we ought to learn to share even ideas, even information freely sometimes. I'm not going to say all the times, because you are putting in the effort to get the information, while the next person, you have some people, they just sit and like to be spoon fed. They like to be spoon fed like a baby. Everything that they need, they come to you. They would not even one time go and do some research on their own. And if they stumble, then they can come to you for assistance. Some people, they just don't want to do that. So I'm not speaking about those people who always like ready done. You have people who they're trying to do the do. No, they're trying to do the do, but they just need that one time help. Sometimes it's just one time they need that help and they're good to go. So don't be too selfish with information. If you can assist someone, even if it's not with money and it's just information, then I would say go right ahead, because it's not going to take anything from what you are doing. It's only make things even better for you, because that person can say, you know what, I went to Cleopatra and she gave me some information and she was very helpful. Yeah, that's a commendation. That's a commendation right there. Someone appreciating you, and word of mouth spreads. Word of mouth spreads. So we have to make conscious decisions that failure is never going to be an option for us. Failure is just a stepping stone to move from one rung to the next rung to the other rung on the way up the ladder. And as I've said, be careful of how we treat people, because the same people that we treat bad on our way up can be the very same people that we pass coming on our way back down while they are also going up. And there's no need for envy and jealousy or anything like that. So I hope that someone who is sitting down, who has some crazy ideas, and when I say crazy, it may sound crazy to you, but when you put it on pen and paper and actually start to implement the things that needs to put in place to get that off the ground, you'll be like, oh my God, this was just a crazy idea. Sometimes people come up with some crazy ideas and it shoots off, it kicked off, and they become wealthy people today, and you would never even ever thought that. Sometimes we don't need to second guess ourselves. An idea come, run with it. Don't even second guess it. It's just like you're in an examination and you're answering a question, and you look at the question and you look at the answers, especially if you're doing multiple choice answers and you don't have to write down the answer. And you keep on there, you're so confused sometimes, and you keep on, you actually chose the right answer first, and because you're there doing the thing over and trying to go too deep into it and trying to figure it out and trying to be perfect, you end up change the correct answer, and now you end up wrong. You choose the incorrect answer. It's the same thing. Sometimes as the idea comes, it's good to run with it. You hear people say, oh, we have to first consult the Almighty. I'm not saying no, but remember, sometimes we prayed and he will give us ideas. So you already prayed. So when the idea comes, just run with it. Do not hesitate, because some things are for a season. We have to understand that even in business, some things are for a season. You're going to Walmart, you'll see, or you're going to Bath and Body Works, there are some products that you will see that during the December season that you will never see no other time during the year. So you have to be quick sometimes. Opportunity comes knocking, don't wait for it to pass you by. Grab it and make use of it, guys. And I hope that this information will help someone who is either already in business, about to start up a business, or is thinking of starting up a business. Make sure that when you are going to get into your business, you have everything, all the cards laid out. Either you have your money, if you don't have the physical cash on hand, then you're going to know where the money is coming from. Do your research and development process. Do your SWOT analysis. You find out what's your strength, your weakness, opportunities, and your threats. That is very key. It is very important in business. You don't just want to dive into business not knowing what your strength, weakness, what are the opportunities and your threats are. Remember, there are other people out there who might be doing the same thing. You never know. So you want to make sure that when you come out with your product and services, it is something that will delight your clients, it will delight your customers, it will delight your guests. I personally, satisfaction for me, it's like just the top of the delight is further away. And I believe in delighting, blowing away, blowing minds, leave people in awe and not just being satisfied. Be like, oh, you ask them how was the service? It was good. No, you want when you ask them how was your service, or someone says, how was the service or product from that particular business? Oh my gosh. Yes, you want that resounding delight response from your people to whom you provide service. Make conscious decisions. Don't just do things because you see everybody's in the game doing the same thing. Sometimes that will cause failure because you don't know what it takes to even run that kind of business or the clients that you are serving. You have to do your market research. You have to do your market research. You have to do your market research. Always try to learn new things, even if you have your business up. Learn new ways of improving your products and services. There's always room for improvement. Creativity never rests. Your creative mind should never rest. You should always be thinking of how to come up with something with added value. Added value. Revamp and come again if you have to. So guys, this is where we end today on Motivation Monday. Tomorrow is Transformation Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be doing some more exercises. So even if this is the only time once for the week that you have to work out with me, make sure that you join me tomorrow evening. Just make sure you turn your notification on so that when I go live, you will be notified. It is already almost 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Royal Cleopatra coming to you live from Naples, Florida on this Motivation Monday. So see you guys. You have a great night. Oh, again. You see, it worked. It works.
That's what you really did.